I've been using water brushes for years and I have opinions. Some I love, some I just want to throw them away. Water brushes are the perfect tool for travel sketching. You don't need a water cup, you don't need to carry several brushes, and you can paint almost anywhere. But after using them for several years, I can tell you they are not all the same. Today I want to show you what you want to look for a water brush before buying it, and the thing I would avoid, and maybe the thing you want to think about before buying one. This is not a full review because there are so many brands, but these are the ones I have, and I have opinions about them. I use water brushes a lot because I like having a very compact travel sketching kit when I'm sketching outside, and I don't want to carry water brushes like those with a lid. They are nice, but they require some container for the water. I like to have my water inside of my brush. I think it's easier, but maybe it's just me. And I use it for watercolor pencils, gouache even, if you are using gouache in a fluid way. But they don't behave like a traditional brush, of course. Everything is about the water flow control. So the first thing to look at is the size of the barrel. Obviously, between those two, the amount of water is not the same. I love the idea of having a compact brush because it fits in a very small pouch, but you will have to refill it pretty often. We'll talk about that later. On the other hand, this one has a lot of water inside, but it can also be a bit more difficult to handle because you have a long handle coming outside of your hand, and it can be something hard to use if you're not used to it. It is both long and heavy when it's filled with water, and if you paint for a long time, it can be an issue. So I think the sweet spot is something between both. Maybe the mid-size would be better. So this is a question of being comfortable with the size of your barrel, your overall brush. Because it doesn't matter if it holds much water than the small one. If it's too long, too heavy, awkward to maneuver, you won't enjoy it and you won't use it. And the whole point is to use it. The second thing is something I don't see mentioned enough, is how easy it is to squeeze the barrel. With a water brush, you will have your brush here, and then you will gently squeeze on the barrel to release the water. Once you get used to it, you will get continuous flow of water, but some require to squeeze very hard, especially this one. You need to really push hard to release the water. Maybe this is the one that is very heavy. You need to squeeze hard with your finger and your thumb. And if you have wrist pain, hand pain, arthritis, or if you don't have strength in your finger, or maybe you just don't want to fight with your tools while sketching, this is something you need to consider. So if you can test a water brush in a shop, try to squeeze the barrel and see how hard it is to push on the plastic. Now let's talk about another type of water brush that I personally don't enjoy. This is a Caran one, and it has a button here to squeeze to release the water. And I find it pretty annoying because when you are painting, you need to push here to release the water in the hair. So now I have water in the hair. Let's grab maybe this green. So I need to push on the bottom. And I feel it's very high. I don't really have a lot of control. And then I can use it on the paper, but if I want to release more water while I am on the paper, instead of having my fingers here, I need to put them higher and press while painting, and then I have less control on the tip of the brush. So I feel it's not really handy or practical or easy, but maybe it's just me. You let me know if you like this kind of brush. Now, let's talk about the brush tip. Obviously, this comes in different sizes and shapes. I have a very small one, but you can get very thin line with, and you can really control it. I have thicker ones. No, not this one. It's actually empty. Get this one. And you can still get a very thin line, even if the brush is wider, but the tip is really, really pointy. So there's no big difference between those two. You could actually get only one, but there is something different. It's a flat brush. And flat brush is not only a different shape of brush, it's also a different way to paint. Because you can make large surfaces, you can make kind of lines, but if you want to make curved lines, it will be less easy to use. But I like it for some specific purpose, like making large skies. Another thing I find interesting is durability, and it's not because it's an expensive brush, then it will last forever. At some point, the tip will disappear, it will be worn out, but that's the very nature of it. This is cheap synthetic hair, so it's not meant to last like an expensive brush, let's say. But some of them, I have them for, I think this one I have it for maybe 6 or 7 years. So it's beginning to have loose hair on the side here, but the tip is still pretty pointy. So until it's completely worn out, I will keep using it. So don't assume that expensive automatically means better. Sometimes a simple cheap water brush is perfectly enough, especially if you're beginning. So you can get sets of 5 or 6 different shapes and sizes on the Avil website, and you will pay a penny or two for that. And by the way, if you enjoy practical tips for urban and travel sketching, I have the Travel Sketchbook Club available with monthly tutorials, sketchbook tours, and behind-the-scenes videos. You have the link in the description. Now, let's talk about refilling. First thing is, some will need to turn left to unscrew, and some will need to turn right to unscrew. Don't ask me why. I wish I knew, but don't try to force and squeeze hard on one side. Maybe it's just opening the other side. So first thing, now when you are filling at home, it's pretty easy. You just open it, you go under your tap water and you fill it, and then you squeeze back. Now, what you don't want to do is to use your water bottle on the field and open it and try to pour your water bottle inside. You won't be able to succeed. You can believe me, I've tried. So what I do now, I take this little pipette with me. So I can take my water bottle, squeeze, release, and I have water in the pipette. And now I can fill my water brush easily. And this is really taking no space at all. And it's really useful. I have saved a lot of people with that on location because everyone is lacking water at some point. Another thing I do is having 3 water brushes in my pouch, including a very big one that is completely filled. So I can unscrew it and screw it on my brush I use. Oh, this one is ugly. And then I will be ready to paint more. Because the good thing is everything is going well with another brand. You can mix and match any brand and any brush with any barrel. So what would I choose? I will begin by removing what I wouldn't choose. So the Faber-Castell and the Caran dash and the Faber-Castell. This one is too hard to squeeze. Those one are too hard to squeeze as well. And what is left is actually a no brand. So I would not use a specific brand, just a no brand, and looking for the size and the shape. Maybe a flat brush if you like painting with flat brushes, fine point tip and a larger round tip. Just make sure you choose the length that will fit your need, suits your need. And in the end, it's, does it fit your sketching style? Does it help you sketching? This is the most important. If the answer is yes, it helps me sketching, then this is a good tool. If the answer is no, if it annoys you, hurts your hand, floats your page, or feels awkward, then it doesn't matter how popular it is. Water brushes are a simple tool, but they can make a whole difference when you are painting all day long outside. So before buying one, look at the size of the barrel, the size and the shape of the hair. And if you can, test them. Try to press on the barrel and see how hard it is. And maybe it's not an issue for you. That's okay. The best travel sketching tools are the ones that make your life easier. Otherwise, don't buy it. And I use that also with gouache on the field, especially gouache pans. And I made a video about that because I was wrong about gouache pans. So go and watch this one. Thanks for watching.